like to share this one story from a mentor of mine, the late Milton Growler. He built up an empire of jewelry magazines and then sold them for millions of dollars to a firm in the UK. And I once interviewed him, and I said, you know, what is the number one thing behind your success as a publisher? And he floored me with his answer. His answer was is that he took every call from every complaint of a customer. I said, but why? You had other people. He goes, yeah, but when can you guarantee that you're ever going to have 100% of your customers' attention? It's when they have a complaint. Salespeople are striving and dying to get 100% of the customer. The best time to grow a business is when you're helping someone solve their complaints. And if you react fast enough and you help them solve the complaints, then at the same time they become loyal, and then now they're open up to building and expanding the business with them. You know, the one thing I teach salespeople and sales executives is that, you know, when they deal with purchasing agents, I asked them, what's the number one reason that they get fired? And they said, because they paid too much in money. I said, no, the number one reason they got fired is because there was an interruption in supply chain. You didn't deliver on time or something happened quality and they got nailed. What they need from you is they need you to be proactive with them and call them up when something's about to go wrong. Say, hey, I can't deliver this on time. I can't give you the quality. I know it's going to hurt you, but let's manage the outcome so we can help you. That's what they want. They want to be able to prepare for it. So when someone feels that they have you in the corner, that you're not just trying to sell them, it's not all about you. When you have their interest and you help them in advance and help them plan and never ever leave them with egg on their face, it's not always about price. It's about outcomes, it's about value, it's about how you treat them. Number one, call your existing clients or call your past clients. We forget about them. They used us 3 years ago. Do you think they were on the top of the conscious mind? And the answer is no. Call them up, say, hey, it's been a while that we've already talked. You know, here's something new that I'm doing. You know, could we have a conversation about that? You see, when you're trying to build sales, number one, you got two parts. One is you got to develop the relationship, which costs a lot of time on the initial sale. And then number two, you got to make the sale. When you build existing business from existing clients, your margins go higher because you don't have to build a relationship anymore. So if you really need to boost sales really quickly, go to the people you already had relationships with. You don't have to build that again. You just have to improve upon it, keep it relevant to today, then find out what's missing for them, and then see if they're willing to work with you. So that's number one. Number two, what I always urge my clients to do is segment their markets. Go back in time to see what types of customers had a sweet spot for your value proposition. And when there's a sweet spot for your value proposition, they tend to buy faster than other people where it's not such a sweet spot. So if you can really identify who really needs your products, who values it the most, and who's going to buy it faster, getting velocity, then go after those people first. A third thing you want to do is you want to call up people that know your value, that might be fellow salespeople in the same space, not competitors, but you know, you sell complementary products and services, or somebody that has used you, and it could be an advocate, and see if you can get referrals. Referrals is one of the best ways to gain business fast because, again, you're already going to get in the door, because when you get a referral, you don't have to cold call and take your call. It's warm, and now they're ready to listen to you. And then finally, I guess it comes back to a sales skill that we all forget and sometimes never learn. But if you really want to sell something fast to somebody, stop selling. Because when people sell, they tend to talk too much. They talk about things that they think the customer wants to hear, and the customer loses interest, and they're out of there mentally. They haven't hung up on you. Ask about what they're trying to solve. What's keeping them up at night? What kind of pain or pleasure they're trying to gain? When you get them emotionally involved, then you can present what you have to offer in the context to what they just told you. And when you do that, they're probably going to buy it more often and faster. You know, traditionally, companies of all sizes will spend between 3 and 7% of total revenues on marketing. So let's say if you're a $10 million company, 3% is 300,000 and 7% 700,000. But guess what? You can cut that in half today, if not 1/10 of it, by using social media because it's free. All right. So the number one thing you want to do is you want to build your tribe. Okay. Prospects and past customers. You need to get the permission, but create some kind of an online community, either using Constant Contact or whatever, and create a list. And then stay in contact with them on a regular basis. Make sure your website has a blog as part of it in WordPress, and then write a blog and then send it out to all those people on that list. Now, It's not how often you send it out that's important, it's the consistency. Remember Coca-Cola many years ago was advertising monthly on TV, and then they had to cut some budgets. So they decided to cut the advertising instead of every month to every other month. And they were afraid that they're going to lose market share, but they didn't. Why? Because no one realized they weren't advertising the months that they weren't there because they were consistent. So I don't care if you do a blog once a week or once every week, but just keep doing it consistently. One thing you got to remember about sales and branding is that people don't buy when you want them to buy, they buy when they're ready to buy. So the question is, are they getting messaging from you at the time when they're ready? So they go, aha, that's the guy I need to talk to, or that's the woman I need to speak to. Let me call them up because you happen to get them at the right moment. Video, like what you're watching me on right now, is the most incredible thing you can use in social media. You create your own YouTube channel. You know, this thing is the best thing that's ever been invented. I go to clients and they say something great about me. I say, hey, can you mind if I just take a video of you and put it on YouTube? Sure. Short little video blogs. When you do blogs, just don't write, because people just don't want to read all the time. They want to watch videos. Short, because everything that they're getting online now is done on these smartphones, and we all have the attention of a gnat these days. But if you're really trying to be in touch with your customers, 2 minutes of a really clear point. It should be a point, a story, because people learn by stories, and application. What does it mean for them? I just read a study the other day that said that by 2017, 74% of the traffic on the internet is going to be video-based. That shows you the power of video. The next thing you want to start looking at other communities like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best prospecting tool that you can find. Get the professional version. Splurge on it. Spend the $24, $99, whatever it is a month. You can do searches for types of positions you want to penetrate in types of accounts. You can read about them. You can do assessments of them. And by the way, check this one out. You ready for this? How about creating your own LinkedIn group? Start a dialogue where they can help each other. And when they have an active dialogue in the group, get the credit for it because it's your group. So you're getting inherent value along the way. I can go on for hours. We only got a few minutes. I'm going to stop right here for social media. My intent was to encourage you and to motivate you to figure out what parts of social media you're going to use and go use them, because that's the only way to build a brand today, and it's the cheapest way to build a brand today.